fight against the same man that beat.
Ladies and gentlemen, never get to a point where you decide to fight a man that made you who you are. There are many believers today that are fighting certain persons that made them who they are, that beat them from nobody, that beat them from nothing, and get them relevance.
Ladies and gentlemen, any man that raises you that you try to fight is good, will definitely bring you down.
Judas was a nobody. It was the call that Jesus gave to him that
made him relevant. There are many believers in church. When they were poor as nobody, prayers from that same church gave them testimonies, and they want to start fighting that same church that raised them.
When they entered the church, they were nobodies, and suddenly the pastor has prayed, fasted, and now they are getting small testimonies, and they decide that the first thing I will fight is the same God that raised me, the same church that raised me, the same pastor that prayed for me. You must understand, if a prayer took you up, that same prayer can take you down.
Yes, sir.
The same anointing that can cleanse the 10 lepers, that same anointing can make the servant of Elisha become lepers.
It was that same anointing that removed the leprosy of Naaman. It was that same prophet. He removed the leprosy of Naaman. But when the servant decided to become as if he had become a god, because he was closer.
Ladies and gentlemen, no matter how close you are to the anointed, don't think you know the prophet. Never think you understand the prophet, no matter how close you think you are.
The major problem, there are many believers today, they are speaking against the same church that raised them, the same church that prayed for them, the same church that made them what they are. Have you not seen people that were in church, they were nothing, and prayers from that church took them abroad?
Today there is no impact. Nothing they have done for the church.
Nothing. You can't go one thing and they forget that
problem not the finish for life. It might only take time. One day it will hit you again. When it hits you, you can't. If you are disconnected from the prophet, you know, if you look at the Bible in 2 Kings chapter 4,
it said the woman had met the prophet, and the woman took the prophet in, and the woman would take care of the prophet. And then when he was taking care of the prophet said to the woman, he said, by this time next year we will have a son. From verse 16 and 17, you will have a son. And the Bible said, according to the word of the prophet, the woman had the child.
But when she had the child, she didn't disconnect from the prophet. The major problem of any believer is that the moment they get the testimony, they disconnect from the prophet.
What you fail to understand is the same power that
fought you not to get it. Even after you get it, it will come to attack to take it.
It is the prophet that used this prayer
to bring it that has the capacity to defend it. Oh God. And you hear?
Yes, sir.
And so the woman did not disconnect. That was why, if you read very well, when the child died, in verse 20 of that 2 Kings chapter 4, in verse 20, when the child died, and they took the child to the mother, and the child died, and the woman said to herself,
I did not lose contact with the prophet. I know where he is. I didn't lose contact.
I know where he is. He said, give me put the child on the horse. Let me go. I know where he is. And he carried the child. While he was coming, to show you that they still had a good contact. It was from far that the prophet sighted. He saw the woman coming with the chariot. He knew the chariot because the woman was still coming to take care of him. The woman was always coming to take it. So when you saw the chariot from distance, he said, this is the chariot that comes to give us food. This is the chariot that because we gave her testimony, she didn't disconnect. This is a chariot, but this time she's not coming the way she used to come. When she was coming before, she was driving very gently, but this time she's driving very rough. It means there is a problem. She drives gently when she's coming to take her maid. If she's driving like this, then there is a problem. And he said to the servant, run and meet her. Ask her what is the problem, because there must be an issue. And the same prophet you have sustained cannot live in the time of trouble.
Yes, sir.
Are you you hear? He said, Lord, 1 meter. And the servant ran. I met the woman on the way. I said, my master has seen you from far. He said, she asked you, what is the matter? And he said, go and tell the prophet, all is well. It is okay. I lost my son, but I know all is well. I am still connected to the anointing. All is well. Because he said, my anointing that can bring it. That's the anointing can keep it. He said, my anointing that can bring it. That's the anointing can sustain it. Tell him all is well. And the servant ran back and met the master. And so she said, all is well. But I saw her son lying dead in the chariot. And the servant said, permit her to call. How can God hide this from me? God is not permitted to take the child. This one has sustained me. There are certain persons, things cannot happen to them because they are connected. So every time there is a battle, the prophet is designated to go to the place of prayers. How can God allow this? I didn't give permission. This child cannot die. I didn't give permission. They can't bury this child. He said, God, hid this one from me. Because he hid it from me, he must change the plan. He hid it from me. He must change the plan. He said, let her come. He said, let her come. Let her come to me. Let her come to me. I can't permit her to lose her child. When I was hungry, she was taking care of me. When I asked God, she bought clothes for me. When I came in church, and you were the one that bought cement. How can she bury her child? He said, tell her to come. For God hid this from me. And when they brought the child, he said to himself, there is a house that this woman built for me. Let me carry the same child to the same house. There is a bed she made for me. Let me carry the child to the same bed. And so when she carried the child, he placed the child on the bed. He said, God, she built this house. God, she bought this bed. How can she lose her own son? He said, let God take the child. Since you have decided to take the only thing she has, the only thing she cannot get for herself, God carried the child. And she went and began to pray. And began to pray. And began to pray. And he told the servant, he said, go to that bed. That is the place of covenant. Ladies and gentlemen, what you do for God when things are okay is what you will hold as a covenant when battle comes.
Carry on, sir.
Oh God. There are people, some things cannot happen. I didn't hear what I said. I told her this morning here. I was listening to the Archbishop. She brought the woman afterwards recently. They brought the woman. And the woman, every of their convention, later Bishop Benson does. Every year when they are doing their convention, this woman will buy a cow and give it to God. And the woman had only one son. Nobody told her to buy a cow. She said to herself, when the Archbishop brought the woman, old woman, it's possible that she will gather money for 1 full year just to buy that cow. The woman was not looking expensive, so she didn't when I watched the video online, the woman does not look like somebody that has millions like a multi-millionaire. She just one simple cattle woman. So it's possible she was given, but she had only one son. So one day, the son became sick, and the son died. And every year, there was a truck she used to carry the cow to give to the church. So she called the man that had the truck, bring that truck. When the man brought the truck, he carried the dead son and put in the truck. He said, straight at Bishop's house. When they got to the house of the Archbishop looked from his window and saw the truck where they bring cow. So the Archbishop came down. I said, madam, you could bring the cow this year. Convention never reach. Now convention time they bring. I know this truck, next day they bring cow. But convention never bring. Why you bring cow? You must say, I bring cow. I said, I don't bring cow on time for God. I mean, crossing the cow with the character. And the Archbishop got there, it was the only son of the woman. Archbishop, what is this? This was not the cow now. What happened? You see, well, every year for years, I've been giving God one cow for convention. Since God decided to collect the cow on time this year, let him carry. They carried the dead child from the truck straight to the altar and dropped the child. She told the truck, let's go. The Archbishop said when he got to the altar, looked at the dead child. Looked at the altar. He said to God, well, see your cow. He left the child. Because this woman is a woman of covenant. People of covenant cannot lose their own. The reason why you are still losing certain things, there is no covenant to hold. Let the child. Everybody around, they left the child and left. The boy was there for hours. Said after hours, the boy sneezed and came back to life. The boy did not need prayers. What she needed to do was for the woman to bring that same truck. The angel know this is the truck for the cow. This truck cannot carry the child of this woman. This is the truck that used to bring cow. How can she give God cow and still lose her son? So the angel had to break the plan. Oh God. Imagine she was not doing that one before that thing came. You know, the problem many believers are waiting till trouble come before they do something. Oh, you're not very good now. They are waiting for trouble to come. When the trouble comes, they say, Papa, what will I do? What will I do? But when there is no trouble, they don't do. There are troubles you don't prepare for when the trouble has come. Oh, are you here? Yes, sir. You don't prepare for battle in battle. You prepare for battle before the battle. Are you still hearing me this morning? You don't prepare for battle when the battle has come. You prepare in the face before battle comes. And so, like I was saying, you know, there are people you need to connect to covenant. You need to respect. So this man told Judas, I need to go to my story because I'm going to finish this in the next 10 minutes. I feel the power of God here. Someone here, as you leave this place, the sickness in your body.